we have to be very, very careful about the suspect, the defendant, who has been charged now with the murders of 3 kids and attacking kids. The Prime Minister, the Home Secretary, and indeed the police knew that there was a terror-related aspect to Axel Rudakubana.
Well, I think the timing was very carefully engineered. I think my own sense is that Keir Starmer and the Home Secretary knew perfectly well about these extra details.
Picture this. It's a quiet day in Southport when tragedy strikes. 3 young lives are brutally cut short and a community is left reeling. But as the dust settles, whispers of a cover-up begin to circulate. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Fast forward to today, and Nigel Farage is making waves with claims of hidden truths that could spell disaster for Keir Starmer. As we count down to the January trial, one question looms large. What don't they want us to know about Southport? Axel Rudakubana, a mysterious 18-year-old with no adult photos and a seemingly scrubbed identity, now stands at the center of a horrific crime that has shaken Southport to its core.
When you suggested that, in a video, by the way, that police withheld the truth about the person alleged to be behind this tragedy.
Well, how interesting you say that.
That we don't compromise someone's fair trial.
So this is really interesting.
And allow the families of those who have suffered to hear the truth.
Yeah, and we hide behind this again and again and again.
Why are you saying hide behind?
I'll tell you why. Lord Carlisle, Liberal Democrat peer, but a very senior legal man, along with Jonathan Hall KC, who is the government's terrorism czar.
The timeline of events following the attack reads like a thriller novel, but with real-world consequences that have left a community devastated and a nation questioning. In the immediate aftermath of the tragedy, Merseyside police were quick to reassure the public. They stated that the attack, which claimed the lives of 3 young girls, was not being treated as a terrorist incident. No motive had been established, they said, painting a picture of a senseless but isolated act of violence. The public, while grieving, could at least take solace in the fact that this wasn't part of a larger threat. But as the investigation progressed, the narrative began to shift dramatically. 3 months after the attack, the Chief Constable of Merseyside Police dropped a bombshell. Rudakubana wasn't just facing murder charges. He was now accused of producing ricin, a deadly biological toxin, and possessing information likely to be useful for committing or preparing an act of terrorism. The earlier assurances of a non-terror-related incident suddenly rang hollow. The new charges paint a chilling picture. Among the evidence, investigators found a document titled Military Studies in the Jihad Against the Tyrants, the Al-Qaeda Training Manual, in Rudakubana's possession. This revelation not only raises serious questions about the nature of the attack, but also about potential links to organized terrorism that were initially dismissed. What changed in the investigation to lead to these new charges? The stark contrast between the initial statements and the current accusations is striking. Did authorities genuinely not have this information at the outset, or was there a decision to withhold it from the public? The involvement of the Crown Prosecution Service, which independently assesses evidence and decides on charges, adds another layer of complexity to the case. As we approach the provisional trial date of January 20th, 2025, it's clear that this case is far more intricate than initially presented to the public. The evolving charges suggest a depth to the investigation that goes beyond a simple act of violence, hinting at broader implications for national security and public safety. But the mystery doesn't end there. As the legal process unfolds, political figures are now weighing in, turning this tragedy into a potential political battleground. Their involvement raises even more questions about what really happened in Southport and what might still be hidden from public view. Just when you thought the Southport case couldn't get any more complex, enter the politicians. As Conservative leadership candidates cry foul and Keir Starmer maintains a conspicuous silence, one has to wonder what's really at stake here and who stands to lose the most. Nigel Farage has thrown a wrench into the already murky waters of the Southport investigation. His claim to know a lot more about what happened has set political circles abuzz. Is this just another attention-seeking move from the controversial figure, or does he genuinely hold information that could blow the case wide open? The reaction from Conservative leadership candidates has been swift and severe. Robert Jenrick didn't mince words when he expressed his concern about potential withholding of facts from the public. His statement that any suggestion of a cover-up will permanently damage public trust in whether we're being told the truth about crime in our country hits at the heart of the issue. It's not just about Southport anymore. It's about the very fabric of trust between the government and its citizens. Kemi Badenoch echoed these sentiments, emphasizing that there are serious questions to be asked of the authorities involved. Her call for parliamentary scrutiny adds another layer of gravity to the situation. It's clear that these Conservative figures see an opportunity to challenge not just the handling of the case, but the integrity of their political opponents. At the center of this political storm stands Keir Starmer, conspicuous in his silence. The Labour leader's refusal to address the allegations has only fueled speculation. What did he know about the attack, and when did he know it? His silence in the face of mounting pressure is a risky strategy that could backfire spectacularly if Farage's claims turn out to have substance. The government's response to these claims has been tepid at best, further stoking the fires of suspicion. Historical precedents suggest that allegations of governmental concealment in criminal investigations can lead to significant political fallout. The public's reaction to perceived cover-ups is often swift and unforgiving, potentially spelling disaster for those implicated. As we approach the January trial, the truth remains frustratingly out of reach. What could Farage possibly know that hasn't been revealed? The anticipation builds, with each passing day bringing new speculations and theories. One thing is certain: the Southport case has evolved from a tragic crime into a political powder keg with the potential to reshape the landscape of British politics. As we approach the January trial, the Southport case remains shrouded in mystery. The key questions linger. Why did the official narrative change so dramatically? What information does Nigel Farage claim to possess? And perhaps most crucially, was there a deliberate attempt to conceal the truth from the public? The potential fallout from this case extends far beyond the courtroom. Public trust in government institutions and political leadership hangs in the balance. If allegations of a cover-up prove true, it could deal a devastating blow to Keir Starmer's credibility and the Labour Party's chances in future elections. The Southport tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the vital importance of transparency in high-profile cases. When the truth is obscured, conspiracy theories flourish, and the foundations of democratic society are shaken. As we await further developments, one thing is clear: the British public deserves answers, and those in power must be held accountable.